press the bell icon on the YouTube app to never miss a video from News Laundry.
Welcome to News Laundry Chhota Hafta. For the full episode, subscribe because it is behind the paywall and only subscribers get access to uncut, complete content. News Laundry Hafta is our weekly wrap of all that made the news, all that didn't, and all that should have and all that shouldn't have. We agree, we disagree, we critique, and occasionally we beat each other up. But it's all good fun. Subscribe.
This is a News Laundry podcast and you're listening to NL Hafta.
Hello and welcome to News Laundry Hafta from a very rainy Delhi. Delhi is at its most beautiful in the monsoon and we all dance like peacocks out in the park. That's how very little work gets done. Okay, Mother just looked at me. Maybe you, not me. But I hope areas are not flooded wherever you are. I love the monsoon and I think it is among the second best time of the year. But more on that and the bad side of it in the Hafta. Our panel today includes Madhu Trehan. Hi Madhu.
Hi.
Anand Vardhan.
Hello.
And Manisha Pandey.
Hello.
After a long time, it is the News Laundry in-house Chandal Chowkari together because for the last month and a half, either one or two of us haven't been here. So we have no external guests. We just thought we'd catch up, just us and you, our viewers who pay, who get the full Hafta, and you Mufat Khors who get the Chhota Hafta and don't pay and are still not ashamed and feel no guilt when you are buying like other stuff like beers and cigarettes and drinks worth like $400-500 but don't subscribe. Shame on you. On that happy note, let's go over what all we have to say. But first, Angrez Apna Lagan or News Laundry Apne Hafta. Kabhi nahi bhulte. I wasn't here last week. I hope the Hafta was fun. Was it?
Last week I wasn't there.
Who hosted last week?
Yeah.
You were there. So who hosted it then? Cherry hosted. Then it must have been great. Cherry, who is our star anchor of Reporters Without Orders, which I must say is fast overtaking Hafta in popularity, Cherry. Congratulations. So, here's what we're going to discuss. There is, of course, the no confidence motion that was defeated on the floor of the House. We will discuss that. Not only was there much drama on display, also many political possible equations for next year were kind of to be seen of how things will play out. So it was good at many levels. Then yet another lynching in Alwar. This time it's even more depressing because the role of the police and the different accounts that are emerging, and our own reporter
and again
Amit,
the statements that have followed.
And our reporter went on the ground. You can read his report. It truly is depressing. Then there was the major violence in Maharashtra on account of the Maratha reservation protest. It started off as a peaceful protest but then became violent. We will discuss that in brief. Pakistan elections, Manisha will tell us a bit about that, as will Anand, what they mean for India and how credible this election is. And then other smaller news which we may not discuss in detail. I can just take a little snippets from everyone here. Changes in GST structure. Government made 376 changes related to the GST. That's the goods and service tax in 10 months. So now on sanitary pads, rakhis, shoes and several other items, rates have been either slashed or removed altogether. And then a very important story on Muzaffarpur shelter sexual harassment. It is a News Laundry exclusive. The Tata Institute of Social Sciences has done an audit of I think 14 homes that are run by NGOs and the government, and the level of sexual abuse that happens there, it's truly depressing. Do read that report. Then Hardik Patel arrested, but he's out on bail, 2 years in jail for rioting. Then the Rafale deal doesn't seem to die. Arun Jaitley accuses Congress of manufacturing controversy. Maybe we should have a special podcast on this because there's just so much flying around.
And it's so confusing.
And you don't know, is it okay, is it not okay? Then there was the church sex scandal in Kerala. High Court has granted conditional bail to a priest who was accused of sexual abuse. And the 10th suspect arrested in the Gauri Lankesh murder. It just gets longer and longer and actually less and less surprising. So should we start with Pakistan? Let's just get that out of the way. So let me kick off the Pakistan bit with a little comment from a friend of mine who's Sanjay Rajoura. He's actually a stand-up comic who'll be performing with Aisi Taisi Democracy at Media Rumble. Do come for the Media Rumble. Cut to promo.
The Media Rumble is back. In this second edition, we bring together news professionals, policy makers, investors, tech innovators from all over the world. It's where we discuss the future of news. It's where we talk about all facets of the news ecosystem. This year, we are set to make the Media Rumble Asia's premier media forum. There'll be professionals from some of the world's leading news organizations. Masterclasses on data journalism, on animation, illustration, storytelling. A convoy of 14 international speakers, filmmakers, satirists, all under one roof. Come rumble at the Media Rumble, August 3rd and August 4th, 2018 at India Habitat Centre, New Delhi. Entry is free for our News Laundry subscribers and Mufat Khors, register now. Seats are filling up fast, so log on to www.themediarumble.com. See you there.
At the Media Rumble, you'll have news professionals, investors, policymakers, and some fantastic sessions. I highly recommend you get there. Subscribers will get free entry. If you're not a subscriber, go to www.themediarumble.com and you can pick up a pass. You can buy your pass there. You can also get the full delegate experience, which is a separate room where all the delegates and the special invitees will be having lunch, and that's a rest area. If you want to have lunch there and you want access to that area, there's a separate delegate pass. You can avail of that. So Sanjay, who will be performing with ऐसी तैसी democracy there, said कि the good thing about Pakistan is कि जब भी यहाँ पर ये चर्चा होती है ना, हम पाकिस्तान बन रहे हैं, Pakistan says, not so fast. We will sink so low that you can never catch up with us. And that's what they've done by electing a buffoon like Imran Khan. So Manisha, why don't you tell us, you and Anand start off.
I'll just give a brief background before we begin. Anand could then come in and analyze a little bit. So about 272 seats were up for grabs, and this is the second time there's been a civilian to civilian transfer in Pakistan's history.
Otherwise it's always interrupted by coup.
Second time. So the three contenders were Imran Khan, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. There was Shehbaz Sharif, who's Nawaz Sharif's brother, of the Pakistan Muslim League, and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, who's 29 and from the Pakistan People's Party, Benazir Bhutto's son. And Imran emerged as the winner, and I watched Imran Khan's speech yesterday, which was quite interesting. He made he seems like, if you don't know what's really happening, he seems like such a nice guy. Poverty elevation, Pakistan must be peaceful, we must be the most important people in the Middle East, bring Middle East together, become friends with America.
So he gives America
nice
something
to India.
to buy.
Yeah, and make Pakistan like Medina. That's
but clearly the book of his former wife,
who's always on Z News giving interviews to Sudhir Chaudhary.
Really?
It's really funny, yeah.
You're really hooked onto Sudhir Chaudhary's show.
She is
my favorite.
So Anand, what is your take on this? Fixed, not fixed? How relevant is it to us?
See, Pakistan has always been a managed democracy, managed one in a plutocratic society. So in a plutocratic society, in the sense that you have never seen a poor person rising up to become an influential political leader in Pakistan. So they are products of landed property, and as Madhu said, it's a democratic marks for a feudal society. So yes, so I think army's best bet would have been an unstable government, but seeing there is a sense that seeing the initial reaction of other political rivals who were bent on boycotting elections and this, and would have given jitters to Imran's own political standing. They have opted for the second best, that give him a clear victory. Clear victory.
And then they can control him.
Clear victory. So that's the conspiracy theory that even a lot of Pakistani would buy. And it's not that an external conspiracy theory. Pakistan is also what Hamza Alvi said, an overdeveloped state. Overdeveloped not in sense of human development indices or economic development, but the functionaries and the apparatus of the state is omnipresent. It is the only thing there. So private initiative, civil society to an extent is there, but
very
all
limited
subsumed within the larger
sure.
apparatus of the state.
That's true.
So it's an overdeveloped state in that sense. So Imran, now here comes a man who is an international playboy, and the millennials will not remember, but the irony of it I am pointing out, in 1989, when India went to play a 4-test series in Pakistan, which was Sachin Tendulkar's debut series. Imran, Pakistan cricket team was under attack. They were having fixed umpiring, and that was an infamous incident of English captain Mike Gatting having an argument with Sakur Rana. So Imran insisted that we would have neutral umpires, and he introduced this concept when John Hampshire was brought from England to officiate in Indo-Pakistan series, and the whole series was draw 0-0.
So he was he demonstrated fair play.
He was pitching for fair play there, and here he is under allegation that
he's won a fixed match.
What would also, I think, be a bit difficult for him is that he is not controlling Punjab. So I think PMLN has won Punjab's control of province. It means they are the single largest party, but they are likely to control it.
And there is also the Sharifs. I mean, he is considered Lion of Punjab. They have huge industries there.
They have 141 seats in Punjab in National Assembly. 141 out of 272.
That's Imran's party.
More than half seats are from Punjab. So so it would be very difficult for a leader to claim national credentials without controlling Punjab. That has been the case in Pakistan.
Now coming to the Alwar lynching part 2. I'll just set the context and then we can start from Madhu. There was yet another lynching in Alwar, and I will read the first report that came out. Basically, Akbar Khan, who is also described as Rakbar Khan in many news reports, because on his Aadhaar card there was mistake se R ho gaya tha. So he was 28 years old. The allegation is that he was lynched by a mob in Alwar district on suspicion of cow smuggling. The police are investigating the case. There has been another report that claims that the police delayed taking him to the hospital, and therefore that 2 hours delay killed him because he was just sitting in the police jeep while they were having tea. Yet again, there is a report from our correspondent Amit, who went there, which kind of doesn't support that entirely, but it's depressing what comes out of the village. There is no remorse. Many people say that should happen. And what is even more depressing is the Chief Minister of UP says that this won't happen if people respect Hindu sentiments, almost kind of justifying such violence. So all in all, I think while I don't know how widespread this is, but just like the Duterte, the president of Philippines, saying that women should be shot in the vaginas, or saying that about making crass sexist statements about the UN team that had come to observe human rights. So I don't know whether the data suggests that women being shot in the vaginas has gone up, but because that typically would be the kind of line that you see the non-thinking right take. To see that kind of stuff being mainstreamed by chief ministers and people sitting in power is truly depressing. I think lynching is mainstream today, and I don't think it has anything to do with the numbers. It has to do with its approval on prime time by party spokespersons. That's my rant on this. Madhu, what's yours?
I think also what I found shocking is the stoking of this sentiment that you spoke about by the media, by Times Now. There was this tweet: did Rakbar Khan and other minority community members who were lynched by Gau Rakshaks invite violence because they hurt Hindu sensitivities?
Yeah. But he tried to pretend that he's taking
this
the BJP on.
This is the one time where he was actually trying to take the BJP on. But I'm sure the tweet was being Times Now in him. I'm sure it's
very well crafted, and even
crafted in a way too.
And I saw the show while he's taking on the BJP. He keeps playing this up. He's amplifying this by saying, I'm not saying this, they're saying it. He's making sure
it's very, very dangerous, very insidious. And it's just to think that you have a soapbox that you can actually, this I think is, people buy this. They say, unka hi kasoor tha. They must have hurt the sentiments. It's a very dangerous situation for a media house to be doing this. It's not right.
And, I'd like to know what Anand and Manisha have to say. But before I come to that, speaking of Rahul Shivshankar, a lot of people who, are left, right, they justify, don't justify stuff. Like Sudhir Chaudhary, I don't think is very sensible a lot of the times. Neither is that Tal Thokke guy who used to be with Z, now he's with Aaj Tak.
Rohit Sardana.
But I genuinely think Rahul Shiv Shankar I'm not sure if there is something called a sanity test, I'm not sure he'd pass it. I'm shocked at how demented and deranged he appears on primetime. And if that's an act, then it's dangerous, because I guess in the long run you will become, if you're just playing that character on primetime. Because I don't see how a normal person could say the kind of stuff he says.
Yeah.
It is really, really, I like over the top. It's just, I don't agree with a lot of the others, but like I said, I won't say they're mad. This guy's insane. He's not even sane. And he's heading Times Now. It's shocking. Now let's come to the no confidence motion. So the one-time ally of the BJP, the Telugu Desam party, had put up a no confidence motion against the government. The no confidence motion was defeated, 325 votes against the motion, 126 were for the motion. That means 126 had no confidence in the government, 325 did. So it of course won. But not without some kind of politicking happening. The Shiv Sena refused to vote for the government, which it seems highly unlikely that it will remain as part of the NDA. And the Biju Janata Dal, of course, played safe and said, "Hum na yahan ke na wahan ke." They walked out. But what it did do was, it led to a full day of people watching the parliament proceedings.
And the highest viewership ever.
Really? And on
it was highest TRP in 90s.
Wow. And on such a day, I thought, I watched much of it. I thought the quality of speeches was really not great. I mean, when you know you have the whole country watching, now it may be smart politically. I think the contention could be that this is what the country wants. If you have the kind of, speeches about these are the issues that are taken up, this has not been taken up, so many bills have been pushed through ordinance and without a vote. People said, forget, wo nahi chahiye, hame drama mangta. And so whether that was a hug or whether it was Modi saying 272.
That was, she'll never live that one down. 272 was too funny.
So that's what happened. There was a hug from Rahul to Modi. So I'll just give you my
and the wink afterwards.
Reading of that.
And the wink.
I think
the wink
Rahul
killed the hug.
The net gainer in this would be Rahul, because considering how unpopular he was, he could not have lost any support. At best, he would have gained support for him being cheeky enough to do what he did. And also those people who have the Munna Bhai type heart saying, "Dekho, itna pyar dikha rahe." And I think Indians tend to do that. I mean, just so Indira Gandhi came back just because she got hit on the head by a rock. So they're very emotional like that. Like, people
she probably paid R.K. Dhawan to do it.
Like my mother and all, they say, "Oh, how sweet." And they love all those ones about, ab dekho hi, this one's talking sense.
I would like to raise the question, which any three of you, I think, could answer, is what was the motivation to do this right now?
The hug? No confidence motion?
Yes.
Yeah. The no confidence motion, I think, is clearly for Simandra, or what is Andhra Pradesh now? Andhra Pradesh, Simandra, what do they call it? What is the official name?
Andhra Pradesh.
It's Andhra Pradesh only. Okay. So
reorganization of Andhra Pradesh, basically. That's what
it has to be larger than this.
I think for them it was clearly that, dude, they're not being able to make a capital and they don't want to bear the brunt of that in the upcoming election. And this is the best time for them to make that point, because closer to the election, I mean, the parliament session is starting. So now they have clearly said, Andhra Pradesh mein, if BJP is unpopular, it should not affect them electorally. And that's what I think. Otherwise, I don't see why they will do an obviously defeatable no confidence motion.
That's what I mean. It's such an obviously defeatable motion that one has to think of conspiracies. Did the BJP tell them to do it?
We have 3 or 4 things left to discuss. One is Karan Thapar's book. We won't be discussing the whole book. For that, you can see Madhu Trahan's interview with Karan Thapar, which is a very interesting and fun interview. What we want to discuss is the particular chapter or few pages of that were published in The Wire, and what that says about journalism, and is it journalistic. The second thing is Rahul Gandhi's, whatever the hell it was.
I was among one of the 100 journalists, so I can give you a little insider account.
And the Maratha reservation, quickly we'll discuss, and the church sex scandal. And I have a meta question about why am I discussing the church sex scandal. But first, let's discuss, Rahul Gandhi had a meeting. I'll let Manisha tell us. Manisha, how were you invited? What was the meeting? And what was your expectation? Like, what?
So I was pretty stunned. So I'm told that they wanted to invite journalists who either cover the Congress or gender.
So they are
or IWPC. Yeah, but I'm none. I don't cover gender. I don't cover politics. Neither am I a member of the Women's Press Corps. But I think they wanted some representation from new media. So I got an invitation. I went. It was about 100.
The invitation came from
Surjewala,
Okay.
who's in charge of the communications. So we were called to Latian's Delhi Ka India International Center for tea and discussion with Rahul Gandhi. And it was really funnily worded because he would like to meet you and know your views on gender. So I was like, okay, I must be very important. So we went, lots of journalists from lots of TV journalists, media, people from newspapers, and all that. There were about 100 of us and some 9 tables, and Rahul Gandhi came to each of the tables to like have a 15-20 minute exchange with everyone. I'll just give you my impressions on what I felt this was about. I think Congress wants to, because it gets such bad publicity, Rahul Gandhi and Congress in major networks, and that Pappu tag has just not got over him. I think this is Congress's way of telling journalists that he's not that bad, he's not a Pappu, which he's not, but also he's a 50-year-old man. So I wasn't really it is a tag that BJP gives him, but come on, the guy who's 50, he's had something to say. He can't be an absolute idiot. So anyway, I think the motive from their side was to get journalists to sort of, it's a PR exercise for Congress to get journalists to sort of warm up to him in some way and ask him questions. He took all questions. He was asked a lot of questions on...
But what is this about? You were not supposed to report. It was all off the record. That's what I'm curious. So were you told that everything that happens here is off the record?
So this is the bizarre thing, and it's just only in India can such things happen, because Fele, they said they even didn't let us take notes, because when I was taking notes, someone came and said don't do that. And the meeting started with the Congress person saying that please respect and honor this. We want to do more of this.
How did Jyoti's story have pictures? You said they took away the phones.
Because later Congress tweeted out pictures.
So that's what I want to get to. So they said don't take notes. Okay, then.
So you can't take the phone in. You can't make notes. And we were very specifically told that please honor the commitment of not quoting him, because we want to do this more often and we want to be able to trust you to do this.
So not quoting him means don't say this happened or don't quote him. There's a difference.
This is off the record, they said.
So this meeting is off the record. Okay.
So anyway, this happened. Then we wanted to clarify ki, bhai, what exactly do you mean? So we went to Surjewala and we said that, can we say this happened? He said, you can say ki aisa mile the, but don't quote him at all. And you can, if you want to use a quote, you can attribute it to senior sources in Congress. So the next day, all the articles that were based on senior sources were all round from that. And it was bizarre because some articles were saying that, senior sources in Congress say that he's not averse to having Mayawati or Mamta. And ANI just...
As Prime Minister.
Yeah, and ANI just published Rahul Gandhi said so in a meeting to 100 women. So it was just... But then, strangely, some other journalists went to Surjewala and he said, हाँ लिख दो, कुछ अच्छा लिखना है तो लिख दो. So I think what they want, it's bizarre, because I think what they wanted journalists was to write nice stuff.
Okay.
So if a critical report was to come out of it, they would have said कि भाई हमने तो बोला था off record है.
And a bit more context. So Jyoti Malhotra did a piece for this. It was just a video, basically monologue for the print, saying that we met him and this is what Rahul said. This is what Rahul said. He met everyone, took questions. And then Annie Gowan, who is the Washington Post correspondent here, said, I thought this was off the record, because she was there as well, because a lot of people didn't write about it because off the record. Now,
most people didn't, only print.
And like she's so American that she tells Shekhar Gupta, you're the president of the Editors Guild, and she's taking a complaint to him. Hello, this is India. You think that kind of a complaint will get a response?
Dude, what does OTR mean in India? Like, doesn't it mean like everything is off the record? Because if you can quote from the meeting, that's background.
Well, if you want to know what OTR means in India, read Karan Thappar's book, which I would not recommend anyway.
So, in fact, we'll come to that. So, these issues are joined, and I'd like to get Anand's view on it. I mean, just my understanding of journalism, and Madhu, you've been a journalist for longer than all of us combined. Off-the-record briefings are a normal journalistic practice, because that is how you cultivate sources so that you get a story when you have to. Or if a person has given you half an hour interview, then the camera stops rolling, then the person says, now the next 5 minutes off the record, this is just for your... And you honor that. So it is normal. It is not bikawa or anything off the record. But then that is in that context. A meeting with 100 people where the party then will release photographs and say it's off the record, like makes no fucking sense. Like, what is happening? Bhai, ye chai party hai, dinner party hai, cocktails hai, langar hai kya? And if you're saying aa jana, बोल देना क्यों आए थे, लेकिन ये कोट मत करना. तो क्या लिखोगी? हम वहाँ गए, चाय समोसा पिया, चाय में शक्कर कम थी, सुरजेवाले के जूते साफ थे. अब क्या झंड लिखोगे? मतलब I think it shows Surjewala doesn't know jack shit about journalists.
That's what I was going to say. I said,
आप कर क्या रहे हो?
What it shows is the mismanagement and confusion in the Congress party's media handling.
It's not thought through. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to do it. And in that, I have to tell you that the BJP are masters at it. They pick up the slightest hint of something and they'll pick up the phone and talk to you and take advantage of it. And these people are completely botching it up all the time.
Sun liya Afrika, mufat khoron. Not to brag or anything, but News Laundry Hafta features in the top 50 in the world on SoundCloud in the news and politics category for podcasts. So do subscribe and see what you're missing, because when the public pays, the public is served. When advertisers pay, advertisers are served. Subscribe, help keep news independent and free.
All News Laundry podcasts are available on iTunes and Stitcher and any other podcast platform.